We'll talk a little bit about some changes to a fairly major card and one that we used to recommend around here and why we're not panicked about it and how we handle it in case there are any brand new Jagooders around here. Y'all can get to know Kira. She's on here a lot, but if you're brand new, you might have never experienced her wisdom and expertise.
So I'm Kira Pritzel. I am one of the travel coaches for Just Get Out of Town. I'm kind of a earning enthusiast. I love earning points. I love thinking about earning points, managing all the tips and tricks and everything that's changing all of the time in our fun world here. So you probably see me on the live streams, and maybe if you're part of the mini course, you've attended some of my Q&As or seen some of the videos there. I've seen some loungers in the feed as well. So you guys probably know me pretty well from the lounge too, but happy to be here and happy to talk about earning.
And Emmanuel, we'll do a quick introduction for you, but I know you're going to introduce yourself a little bit further as well. But why don't you just tell us who you are and why you're hanging out with us today, and then we'll let Kira dive in.
Sure. So my name is Emmanuel. I'm the founder of Card Pointers, which is an app, website, and extension to help you maximize your points, help you make sure you're flying first class for close to free or as cheap as possible. It's one of my big passions for the last decade plus. I practice what I preach as well. Great to see a few people doing some first business class redemptions and everything else. That's my favorite thing. So I love flying those special airplanes and doing incredible trips.
Thanks for hanging out. And I'll just throw this up there. We're going to talk more about this later, but Card Pointers is a longtime friend, is a super valuable tool. You can learn a little bit more about it at jagoot.com/cardpointers. So Kira, let's throw it over your way.
So I think probably most of you tuned in to learn about Card Pointers today, but I'm going to derail us a little bit because things are changing all the time. And I want everybody to know why everybody's talking about Chase right now. So here at Jagoot, we really think your focus should be with the Bilt family, but we're not going to overlook things when other brands of cards and other credit card groups and banks are making big news. We want to make sure we're all talking about it. And let's be honest, everyone's talking about these Chase changes. So the Chase Sapphire preferred card is going through a little bit of a facelift. You may have seen some changes that went into effect today. So we've got some big changes to bonus categories. Gas, we know people are feeling the pain at the pump. Gas is expensive, and Chase Sapphire Preferred is now giving us 3 points per dollar at gas. They're also giving us 3 points per dollar for EV charging. So folks that have EVs. So really some great opportunities there. Another fun category that they've added is 3 points per dollar spent on vacation rentals. They were kind of broad in how they defined this. They just said from major groups. So that is going to include Airbnb, Vrbo, etc. Exciting news, right? Well, now we've got the bad news. They have also decided to devalue their Hyatt transfer ratio. So most of the time, and typically what we're encouraging people to do is transfer your points at a 1-to-1 ratio. 1 point equals 1 mile. 1-to-1. Chase has now devalued that for Hyatt, which used to be really one of the greatest things about Chase is getting those Hyatt points. Anthony knows, as he's sitting in a Hyatt now, and often on these live streams, you maybe have Hyatt backgrounds memorized from seeing Anthony's backgrounds, but they have devalued that. And now that transfer ratio is 4-to-3. So our points are not doing as much work for us. Chase used to have these valuable points, especially as it related to Hyatt, and that's been devalued. So the question we have to think about here in the earning world is this really cool addition on gas and vacation rentals enough to offset this devaluation? And the reality is, I don't think so. We have shifted gears here at Jagood already to start thinking about Bilt. And Bilt is really going to be a much more powerful tool for everybody. It's going to be simpler. We've got the more valuable transfer partners there. You can just think, I've got a Bilt card, I can get 2 points per dollar on everything. We don't need to be juggling a bunch of cards. We're simplifying it to make it easier for ourselves. So we don't have to say, I'm using my Chase Sapphire Preferred for gas and then my Bilt card when I buy new tennis shoes and my Amex Gold when I go grocery shopping. We're trying to simplify this for ourselves. So just because we're being lured away by these higher multipliers Chase is offering, at the end of the day, because of Bilt's valuable transfer partners, sticking with Bilt is still going to be the easiest, most streamlined, effective way to continue earning points. So with their Palladium, or 2 points per dollar on everything, plus the ability to accelerate that up to $25,000 spent. So really, we're almost looking at a wash. Arguably, with the transfer valuation, Bilt is going to be even more valuable. So we're really recommending, don't chase this shiny object. We all hear about shiny objects here in Jagoot. We talk about them a lot, and this is exactly what that is. It's another shiny object being put out there. So we love Bilt points. No need to juggle. Focus with Bilt. Don't deviate away. Don't be chasing this. This isn't a reason to go back to your chase card just because of this short-term promo. Stick with Bilt. It's going to be the best way to go.
Yep. Well said. And Kira, I'm glad you're diving into this and covering it really for two reasons. Number one, I think it's really important that our audience knows that, hey, this didn't catch us off guard. We were aware of this. I feel like a lot of times, Kira, because we focus in and simplify things, we talk so much about Bilt. I think people feel like sometimes, oh, but you don't know about the other stuff going on. Kira, if you only knew what Chase was doing or what this card was doing, then you'd make the switch. And that's obviously not the case here, right?
Exactly. So a lot of news all the time. Things are changing every single day. And behind the scenes, we're crunching those numbers, thinking through everything. What is going to be the best play for longevity? It's really what we're trying to figure out here. What is the best way to apply these tactics indefinitely? How can I get the most of this? How can I travel for free in luxury until I can't travel anymore? So that's really what we're thinking about, and making sure that everyone can apply this. So because of all the changing, it's impossible for any single human being, no matter how advanced or entrenched into this world you are, it's constantly changing. I don't think anybody has the true mental capacity to apply that to every single thing that they do. But I have some good news for folks out there, is there are some fantastic tools that help us. So maybe you have a Chase Sapphire preferred card and you're going, well, maybe I do want to dip my toe into this gas world and kind of juggle my cards a little bit. Well, when you start getting to that point where you're thinking about these more complex strategies, we can use tools like card pointers to help us point us in the right direction. So I like to tell people that card pointers does what the name says it does. It points you to the right card to use. And we're just so thrilled to have Emmanuel here to help us understand how changes like this new Chase change can be so quickly implemented if we're using card pointers regularly.